Hello everyone and welcome to Forensic Extract, and today we are going to discuss one important topic, that is the cannabis. So cannabis is also known as Indian hemp. It is also known as Indian hemp, and this plant grows all over India, all over India. But the cultivation of this plant is restricted by law, and the female plant, it's having both female as well as male plants. So female plant is taller and height is between 4 to 6 meters, and it has darker foliage than male plant. So foliage is dark foliage as compared to male plant. So this is the cannabis plant that grows all over India. So please do subscribe Forensic Extract and press the bell icon for getting notifications. Stay tuned, keep on watching. So now the active principles. So active principle in this cannabis is basically contained in its resin, and the principal constituent of that resin is cannabinol. Cannabinol, which is inert. This cannabinol is inert, is not having any action, but on exposure to heat, it partly converted to very active isometric tetrahydrocannabinol. Now this THC acts on widely distributed specific receptors in the brain, and all parts of that plant, all parts of this plant contain this active material except that stem, root and seeds. So the active material is not present in stem, root and seeds, and this THC is basically stimulates central nervous system. So this is the most widely used illicit drug in the world. So this is widely used illicit drug in the world, cannabis. Now there are various preparations of cannabis. So there are different preparations are also there. So let's discuss about the common preparations. So as we know that bhang or siddhi or sabji, this is the preparation that is made up of dried leaves and fruit shoots. So dried leaves and fruit shoots are used for making bhang, siddhi or sabji. Now this is the mildest form. This bhang is the mildest form, and which contains about 15% of active principle. So only 15% of active principle is there in bhang. So this is the bhang prepared from dried leaves and fruit shoot, and it's having 15% of active principle. Now the next preparation is ganja. It is prepared from flower tops, and that is only of female plant. So flower tops of female plant are used, and this is rusty green in color. rusty green in color, and it's having characteristic odor. And this preparation, the ganja, contains between 15 to 25% of active principle. So active principle in this ganja is between 15 to 25%. Now the third preparation is the charas or dope or shit. Now this is resin. This is resin exuding from the leaves and stems. From the leaves and stem, and this resin contains between 25 to 40% of active principle. So depending on the preparation, there is different percentage of active principle in that preparation. Now there is one more preparation that is known as hashish oil. Hashish oil. This is a concentrate of cannabis. So this is prepared by repeated extractions, and 1 or 2 drops of this hashish oil is added to the tobacco of cigarette and smoked. So it gives add-on effect in that preparation. Now the various sign and symptoms of cannabis. Sign and symptoms. So these sign and symptoms appears very soon after smoking and last for 1 to 2 hours. They last for 1 to 2 hours. The effect of this smoking is very slight, and they usually include sensation like euphoria, passively, heightening of subjective experiences, and there may be disorientation. Increased pulse rate, eye changes are also may be seen. Now the symptoms of intoxication. Symptoms of cannabis intoxications, like if there is intoxication, then there will be feeling of detachment, depersonalization, increase sleepiness, unusual laughing and silliness, rapidly changing emotions, rapid change in emotions. Now they may be irrelevant thoughts also, and altered reality, testing. These are some features of this symptom of intoxication of cannabis. Now, so something is known as amotivational syndrome. So this syndrome is chronic psychiatric disorder which is characterized by some signs which are linked to cognitive and emotional states, and there are certain symptoms like feeling of detachment, there is blunting of emotion, and drives, and there is loss of functions like memory and attention. There may be apathy and general lack of motivation. So this amotivation syndrome is seen in chronic cannabis consumers, and this is sort of chronic psychiatric disorder. Now this marijuana amotivation syndrome is interchangeably known as cannabis induced amotivational syndrome. So it is also known as cannabis induced amotivation syndrome or marijuana amotivation syndrome. Now these disorders or cannabis use disorders, cannabis use disorders are now recognized in Disease and Statistical Manual 5, fifth version of DSM-5. So now this cannabis use disorders are also given some recognition in that fifth version of DSM-5. So this is something about the cannabis. So this topic is also important for your entrance as well as the university examinations. So keep on watching, and thank you so much.